Welcome to Becoming a Resonance Healer. My name is Gadu. Thank you so much for joining us. So, today we are going to talk about mindful resonance practice. So, this is one of a class I offer, and it's a very essential part of our practice. So, mindfulness is really an essential skill for a healer to have, because when you're doing a healing, you're actually using your inner sensitivity to feel others' energy inside you. So you need to know how to focus inward. Mindfulness is actually a Buddhist practice. It's popularized by Vietnamese Zen Buddhist, Thich Nhat Hanh. And the basic practice of mindfulness is usually a mindful breathing. And through breathing, you bring focus into a different part of your body and different aspect of your life. That's kind of how the Buddhist practice goes. And for our practice, we use this mindful resonance to bring our focus inward and also bring awareness to our physical, mental, and spiritual aspect of our existence and how we connect with everything there is. And we'll talk more about it, like each step of a mindful resonance practice a little bit later. And in our daily life, we are in a state of forgetfulness. That's what they say. Because we can take everything for granted in a way, so we are not aware of how we are breathing or how our heart beating or how our body digesting food, because our body actually does it for us. So for us to function in a daily life, it's kind of necessary for us to be a little bit forgetful. We can't be aware of every single thing every single moment. But then we forget that actually that's a more of a special situation. And we need to bring our awareness inwards sometimes. And in our practice, we do that, because otherwise we only bring our awareness or only, become aware of our body when things are not going well. When we have a pain, then, I have my wrist is painful, so now I know my wrist is here. That's kind of a very special situation. But then without that, we'll be able to bring our awareness into our body. And by doing the mindful practice, a mindful resonance practice, you start to become aware of subtle sensations and subtle awareness, and that's important for a healer. And when you actually start becoming aware of a subtlety of life, it's become, your life become much richer too. So this is a very important practice that we do.